So, hey everybody, welcome to this discussion that I'm having with Mr. Mike Hajjar. He is with MPH Lending and America's Financial Network. Also, an amazing lender and business leader in the marketplace, someone that I've had a joy to have shared in many transactions and have had many conversations as it relates to life, life in real estate, life in the mortgaging arena, and we've been able to sharpen one another in this marketplace. But he's a gentleman that I have a great deal of respect for. He leads by example. He's an individual of integrity, just a man of honor, and just a amazing lender in the marketplace. Really, who has a heart to educate the consumer, and how I actually met him. And this is kind of a side note, but it's very rare that you have that moment in time where you meet someone very special. And actually, as a real estate broker, I get a lot of calls with a lot of companies that want to come in my office and meet with me and want to do business with me. And while everybody that comes in is really not really suited, or we're just really not meant to really do business together, even though it's a great opportunity to meet so many people, and I've been blessed to do that. But I met Mike, and he wanted to come into my office to share with me information about mortgages. Now, of course, I get that all of the time, like some of you other agents, where you get all these folks that want to see you. But what the turning point was for me in meeting Mike was what he said on the phone. And what he said on the phone to me was, I don't want to sit and talk to you about mortgage programs. I want to talk with you about how I can help and add value to your clients and to your agents. And I want to share some information that there's no obligation. I just want to give to you. And that did it for me. And so I am grateful to be sitting at the table here in Mike's gorgeous office here in West Bloomfield. And it is gorgeous, everybody. And the coffee's very good here, too. But I'm very thankful for the diligence and his brilliance in the industry in mortgaging. So he's with me today. We're here together sharing. We pulled off the road and said, let's grab some coffee and let's just kind of jive together and vibe together. And that's what we're doing today. So I'm so glad you allowed me to come by.
No, and thank you for coming by. Thank you for the kind words.
Sure.
Monique Carter is the broker of Carter and Associates, with 25 years of experience under her belt, 15 under mine. So combined 40 years of experience.
That's
so
right.
We've seen some great times, and we've seen some really tough times.
A lot, yeah.
But I think we've always come on the other side of it. So
right, that's right.
I couldn't be more honored to have anyone else here, because
thank you, Mike.
Not only did I call you to pick your brain when I did, I had some legitimate questions for you of, Monique, I'm not scared. I'm very sensitive to what's going on. I'm being cautious. There's remote setups. Everybody's at home.
Absolutely.
However, we're not skipping a beat, because we've been prepared for anything of this nature.
Sure.
Because technology allows us to do that these days.
Absolutely.
But one of the things that I think we talked about that really needs to be addressed in the real estate and mortgage industry is that there is a lot of volatility in the marketplace. There's a lot of uncertainty, and there's a lot of people operating out of fear, or some not operating at all. So what I want to make clear is there's and this I'm gonna hold lenders to this. Lenders now, and there are banks that will not underwrite loans that do not have 60 days plus on the purchase agreements. American Financial Network is not one of those lenders. We're not requiring 60 days. However, when I am speaking to an agent, if I'm speaking, sometimes, I always will call the listing agent. If you, let's say you brought a buyer, I'm calling the listing agent with your blessing to say, hey, here's who I am, here's who the buyer is, they've already been through underwriting. However, there are factors that are going to slow down the process right now. You have appraisers backed up.
Yeah.
You have title companies backed up.
That's
you
right.
have title companies closed.
That's right.
You have people not working, period.
That's right.
Because of fear.
That's right.
And I think one of the main things that it doesn't mean that I'm living under a rock and I don't know what's going on out there, right? We're taking the necessary precautions, but I made it through 08. You made it through 08.
Oh yeah.
And that was a much tougher time than what we're seeing right now.
That's right.
However, what I think lenders need to step up and really have integrity with is understand that you may have to write 40. I don't care. I'm a lender who can close in 14 to 21 days. I'm prepping my clients, real estate agents, listing agents, to look at 45-day contracts. Not that we're going to need the whole 45 days. There's so many things that we don't know what might happen that I'd rather under-promise and over-deliver.
Yeah.
We may still be able to close in the correct time frame, but if I tell you 21 and I close in 40, then I've lied to you at this point, right? But if I tell you 45 and we close in 30, now we've under-promised and over-delivered.
I want to give you a great example and just a couple of points here with what you're saying. I think it's significant is that setting expectation is what's very, very important in our industry. Yes, we do like speed of service.
Of course.
The one that, runs the fastest, writes the offer the quickest, you know what I mean, has all of the terminology that says speed is the one that gets their offer accepted.
Correct.
But given the sensitivity of what's happening right now, there's a shift.
Yeah.
There's a shift. There's a delay. People are resetting. So things are real. Things are really happening. And rather than putting together a purchase agreement because you're competing and then filling up the purchase agreement with deception, and saying that things are going to happen that may never happen. Mike got a situation with a client, as you brought this point up, and this particular transaction that started right around September of last year, went on the market August, September got an offer, and now we're on this almost fifth extension. I said fifth extension. So here we are now, right around January, and basically the seller is now devastated. The father is an attorney, and he's calling a timeout because why do we have to keep extending this agreement? So now, because of what was promised and what was not delivered, the seller is paying for that now. The seller has suffered now. In addition to the seller suffering, the buyer has suffered also.
Correct.
In the midst of all of that, now there's issues and concerns with the lender. So now we have a reputation challenge issue here, So the bottom line is, as you said, it's just better to have that honest conversation.
Yeah.
It's just better to do what you're gifted at doing. And all those dynamics, yes, you can do that. Yes, you can move quickly on a file. Yes, you're able to do the underwritten tabletop underwriting deal. You got all of that down. But what makes you special is being able to call up that listing agent and say, can we have a conversation about the buyer?
Yeah.
They're good to go. They've got this. But due to these circumstances, we're going to need a little bit more time. And that is precious in the market because that doesn't happen. And that is the deciding factor in many instances to how offers get accepted. And that's what happened with my transaction, was your ability and gifting to be able to call and really reason with the listing agent. And they respected that. They held you in high honor over it. And as a result of it, my clients looked at me as the hero, and it really wasn't that it was just me, even though I took some of the credit, right?
You did a wonderful job.
But actually, it was your ingenuity and your ability